I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Castabras. I am the oncoming storm.
Okay, welcome back to my World of Tanks replays. What I have for you today is a bunch of games that I played with the clan known as EZG. It's a clan run by my friend Fritzy. You might have seen him in several of my videos. He's a member of it. Mrs. Fritz is a member of it, his wife, and along with his children who also play, who are my godchildren, one of which is Louis, who's in his LOL tractor here today. Now what I'm showing you today is a whole bunch of team battles we did. Although I don't want to join a clan, they always allow me to play with them if I'm there. First sort of place will always go to members of their clan, but they'll always invite me along if there's a spare slot, and they'd prefer to have me than a random in there, because I can talk to them, I can communicate with them, and I play alright with them. They play together all the time and they play really well together. I am by far the weakest link in their team, as you'll see in some of the replays that I'm going to show today. But this is their This is one of their tactics on this map. I feel fairly okay telling you this because I don't have that many subscribers, so the chances of you meeting them in a team battle is very slim. So this is one of their tactics, and it seems to work a lot of the time. They'll get a whole bunch of tanks up here and tanks on the other side spotting, and basically play a defensive game. Wait for the enemy to come to them. Now Louis gone off to scout up there, and we've got Bill on the other side, scouting the other side, and Webby, or Deckmaster Webb as he's is on there, in the middle defending the base. Now we're here primarily to get anything that comes down the left hand side of the map, but it also has a secondary advantage. Now Bill, he's one of our strongest players, and he's been taken out straight away. That's a really bad blow for us. Bill is an incredibly good player. He's so much better than... He's easily twice as good as me, and he's been taken out straight away, so that's a really bad start for us. Right, you'll see I ninja'd a kill there. That was the only round that I fired that did any damage in that game. Now, one thing I should point out here is that, yes, we have a fleet of AMX 50-100s, and they're really good. The other two are using the biggest gun. I'm not. At this point in my career with this tank, that was a deliberate decision. I was doing it because I wanted a quicker reload time. So once I've reloaded, they've still got 20 seconds to reload, and that is often a good thing. But not long after this, I upgraded to the bigger gun, not because there was any issue with my tactic, but because we lost a match due to me not quite having the firepower to take someone down. If I'd had the bigger gun, we'd have won the match, and because I didn't, we didn't. So in the end, it came down to that. As it happens, if I'd had the bigger gun, I wouldn't have been loaded in time and I'd have died anyway. But you know, it was then that I decided bigger gun's the way to go. And basically, Webby is over there just spotting everyone for us. Now, I considered letting my track heal normally, but I thought, I'm being spotted by them, I'll get hit if I stay there. So I back off, see if I can break contact. Webby's spotting them. While me, Fritz, and Lucas all hang around here. Now, they're staying over there while I go to take care of this AMX 1390, sorry. Easily done. Doesn't get out of the way in time. 2 shots, he's dead. Now that's 2 kills I've got. But to be honest with you, they're ninja'd kills. But it doesn't really matter in this sort of game. We all work together as a team. There'll be times when I take hits to keep the other people alive, and they take hits to keep me alive. It really is proper team play when you're playing with a clan. But you don't get to make the decision. You follow what the team leader says to do. Now, there's me on half health. Fritzy has just been killed by their Ferdinand. Right, there's two of us here. What we really want is to A, spot him, so I need to stick my nose out slightly, spot him, get back into cover. So he's being spotted. We need to move forward at the same time. Right, now I shouldn't have... Once I've been hit, there's no point backing off, but I hit that rock and that slowed my progress down. But I need to get in there as fast as possible, because we want to offer him as many targets as possible. I bounced that one and give him a target to shoot at, which allowed Lucas to get behind him and kill the last guy and win that match for us. Okay, so this is the second match I'm going to show you. Once again, I'm being told what to do by the guys, or the guy that's in charge. In this case, it's Fritzy. Fritzy's commanding this battle, and he's told me to stick with him. Stick the two AMX 5100s together. Go wide and scout down the side, see what happens. Most of us are talking over headsets. Bill has broken his headset, so he can hear us, but he's unable to talk to us. Hence, you'll see him typing a lot. Now, this is one of those games I was talking about earlier, where people taking hits for other people and people saving each other's asses. We start off slowly. Fritzy's gone straight into a bush for cover. I'm behind everything, but probably not in very good cover. But what I don't want to do is go in right behind him, and if he needs to move back quickly, block him. But I am very aware that I am not in cover here. And of course, as well as driving his tank, he needs to tell everybody what to do. Right, so I'm now pushing a little bit further forward on the other side of the road. This will come back to haunt me later, being on this side of the road. But while Fritzy's telling everybody else what to do, we're not pushing forward quickly. Once he's got everybody else sorted out, we're going to start moving forward, see what we can see. So try and stay in the cover of the bushes. Try and use all the foliage around us to stop us getting spotted, and try and put the houses between us and other tanks if we think they might have a shot on us. Right, he's finished commanding the other tanks, so now we're moving forward a bit. Said I'm covering one side of the street, he's covering the other, but I don't have anywhere to run, because to my left is the border, and obviously I can't cross that. Which means if I'm going to stick with him, which is my plan, I'm going to have to cross the middle of the street. Hence, that will come back to haunt me later. So I'm in a pretty fast tank. So I know I basically want to run for it across that road. I realise the major cock-up I've made here, but nothing I can do about it. Take a chance. I'm almost across when I take a hit in the tracks. But I'm back here. I've got solid objects between me and whoever just shot me now, so it's not a problem. Right, now this is a tactic we often use. Fritzy is firing at the enemy. He can see them, I can't. I'm out of range of them. But I'm not going up and firing as well, because once that's done, he's going to have an empty gun. So that way, one of us has a full gun and one of us has an empty gun. While he's now reloading, I can fire at anything that might come at us. Hence, he just fired off his rounds at long distance. I don't know whether he did damage or not. I'm assuming he did. He's a pretty good shot most of the time. But his gun should be nearly reloaded now. And we get a surprise butt sex from an AMX 1390. And the AMX 1390 is clever. He's worked out which one of us has the bigger gun and is concentrating his fire on him. He's concentrating all his fire on Fritzy, which means I have 3 shots at him. He doesn't manage to kill Fritzy. I just have 1 round left, and Fritzy's on low rounds. He's in fact reloading. And there, he takes a shot in order to keep me alive. Now what I should have done was rushed round this corner as fast as possible to make sure I get around him before he can have a pop at me. But as I didn't, I put the round into him there, try and get out of the way as fast as possible. Not quite in time, but he misses. He fires on the fly and misses me. And if you look on the mini-map, there is now a scout behind me. It's a tier 1, but unfortunately a tier 1 can pen the back of one of these. He's going to take me down a little bit at a time, and I'm hoping to reverse into him and hit him. But I take a big old hit there from that ISU. Bill has killed their scout, which has given me something to hide behind. I put him on low health, and then Bill goes and kills the ISU 152. I was in trouble there. I was in serious fucking shit. And Bill saved my ass. He took out the scout that was hitting me in the ass, and then he took out the threat. I managed to get 1 round into him, but if he hadn't shot then, I would have been shot. And while I had that tank in front of me, using it as a little bit of cover, I doubt it would have been any good. But Bill, straight in there, bang, takes out the scout behind me, gives me something to hide behind. Bang, takes out the threat on me. Saved my ass. Fritzy took all the shots for me there to keep me alive. So great piece of teamwork to keep me alive, and now there's only 2 tanks alive. One of them's hiding behind this rubble and he's on very low. He's a 1 shot for me. And now we're down to 1 tank. So 2 people have saved my ass in this. Can I earn that by getting a kill here? I can only see a little bit of it, but I only need to see a little bit of it. And there we go, there's a solid win for us. We lost 1 tank and took all of them out.
Time to roll out.
Okay, for this match, this is a game that's a little bit different. In this game, we make an initial cock-up. Myself and Fritzy, at Fritzy's instructions, push forward to this point here. I'm going first so that I can spot anything, because I've got the weaker gun. So if I get taken out, it's not as bad. We've still got Fritzy with his bigger gun. We're waiting here for a second, and we're about to move on when that happens. And then that happens. And then that happens. Okay, there's a lot of them here. I aim too high. I fired quickly. I aim too high. Fired too quickly, straight into... However, I make that one count. And I make that one count. But I'm now taking all the hits, trying to save Fritzy. They're all firing at me, and I'm on very low health. And I'm dead. But now, I'm not angled very... What I should have done was turn myself out straight so Fritzy could use me as a barricade and hide behind me and shoot round me. But either way, he's had to run away. He's had no choice there but to run off, taking a hell of a lot of damage, and regroup. I'm dead. They have 2 scouts, and we've just lost Luke as well. So they have 2 scouts, and they've left us on 3 tanks, without one of which is badly damaged, without them taking much damage at all. So it's a really bad start. Yeah, it's going to take a lot to pull this game back. As you can see, I'm now watching through Fritzy's tank. Yes, he can see that scout over there, but he ain't going to waste a round on him. Not when there's that many of them left. That doesn't matter, because that's a scout shooting at him. And unless he's up close and directly behind, he ain't doing any damage to Fritzy. And there we go, we've taken one of them out. Fritzy's killed one of theirs, and now he's just killed a second one. That's evened the scores up a little bit. Not completely, they've still got 2 scouts more than us. Now would be the time to go after the scouts. But to be honest with you, that's a bit dull, and I'm probably not going to want to watch that too much. But he's not going after the scouts yet. But that's possibly a mistake, not going after those scouts. Because he's going to come up to this corner, and what's he going to see but T28 that has just left him feeling very downhearted. And of course, as soon as he goes around this corner, he can't see the T28 anymore. He's going to disappear from his mini-map. It's broken contact, but he's still being spotted by that scout. If he'd taken that scout out on the way, he would be in a much stronger situation. But that scout's spotting him. He's disappeared now, but it's easy for him to pop out. Anyway, move on, see how Bill's doing. Bill's got himself a kill, and here's Shane playing with their other scout. Their other scout is trying to shoot a KV-4. Shane is messing around. He's determined not to actually shoot this guy, not to waste an expensive round on a little tank like that. So he's determined to just hit him. And there we go. Crushed him to death. So there's a kill for Shane. And somehow we've gone from an atrocious start to actually having the upper hand. But although we have an upper hand of sorts, one of our tanks is still on low health. Fritzy there is a one-shot kill. He's going to have to play this very carefully with his T28 if he wants to get the kill. And Shane has just killed their last IS-3. Now it's fair to say we've probably got this, but what they really need to do is kind of work as a team. Now Fritzy's doing what I'm doing here. He's looking round the corner. And of course, as soon as that guy turns his turret round like that, Fritzy's out. Which means he can get a shot into him. But it didn't quite do it. He left him on 13 health. And that's unlucky. It was a risk he had to take. Well, he didn't have to take it. He could have waited for one of the other guys to come. Here's Bill. They're both going after him. They know where he is. And if you'll look here, Bill's had a good idea. He's on 13 health. You don't need to pen him. Load HE armor. And there it is. One HE shot. Doesn't need to pen. And that's the win for us.
Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, and so on to our fourth game. Now, this is a game that I do alright in. I don't do amazingly well. We have here again a fleet of AMX 5100s, but the other 2 players on our team are randoms. But we ended up playing with these guys all night, and they were really good players. They played really well with us. They listened to our instructions, and we had some great games with them, so it wasn't that bad. When you pick up randoms, you never know what you're going to get. I played a game last night where I basically got killed by a player in our team. He managed to ram into me, push me out the way, meaning that I lost my shot, and then the enemy killed me because I was then sideways on and unable to bounce the shot. So he got, and then we had the game in hand. Despite him managing to get me killed, we had the game. All he had to do was go to our cap circle and reset the cap. It was a tier 1 in there. While our other player, who happened to be Louis, my godson, went to our cap circle. He'd started the cap at our end. All that needed to be done was reset the cap, and he stopped and he thought about it. And then he carried on going. The cap's at 98 by the time he gets a shot on it, and he doesn't fire. He just sits there, and we lose the game. So we kicked him straight away, and then I got personal messages from him asking us to give him another chance. There was no way I was doing that. But with this game, we had some great help. Now, I haven't started particularly well, but this other team is very critical of the way we play. If you look in chat, they make lots of comments about how we're not playing AMX 5100s properly. However, I'd say we do quite well myself. But keep watching chat. Here we go. Oh, a new name for their AMX group. Gay group. How original. Now, as you'll see, we've left them on a scout and a heavy. And now they've just got the heavy left. Their only chance is to cap. So what we do is I go off to the cap circle. Not necessarily to cap. We don't expect me to win by capping. But what we're going to do is when all the tanks get there, at least one of them is going to reset the cap. So once I've started the cap, that's going to tell them they've got no chance of winning now. It's just, there we go. It's just a way of taking away any hope from them. Doesn't matter, we killed them anyway. Apparently, we were rubbish tankers, as he put it, gay group, but yet we still managed to all get a kill and take them out despite them having more tanks than us. So that's a game I quite liked. But anyway, on to the last game I'm going to show you here. Okay, and so on to the last game. I've started this one 2.5 minutes into the game because we had a plan at the beginning of the match, and that was to mainly play defensive and stick around this area. The problem with that is it doesn't work. They're playing a defensive game as well. They've managed to take out one of our scouts without us even slightly spotting them. But otherwise, we haven't got a clue where they are, what's going on, and literally for the first 2.5 minutes of this game, not a thing has happened. Yeah, so here we are. We've got a couple of randoms in the game. It's literally 3 from the clan, me, and a few randoms. We've been playing with Yaga all night, and he's been brilliant. He does what he's told, and there we are. We've finally got contact with him. And of course, this isn't like a normal game where you've got a tier 1 scout. That's a tier 8 scout. So he's in a fast-moving tank, and he's running circles around our player, lighting them up for everybody. But he does take some hits here. We can't see it yet, but he is taking hits, and the problem is his team aren't taking advantage of this. He's lit everybody up, done a little bit of damage, but he's had to run away because he's on low health. And you can see there our little T1 is said, haha, fast tank. I'm guessing he was watching through one of the other tanks. But the fact is, Yaga here is wanting to make a run, but he doesn't want to do it on his own, so he's waiting for me to make a move with him. And every time I start and we start and stop, we don't quite get our timing right. Stick our fronts out. You know, what we need to do is 3, 2, 1 and then go at the same time. And I don't actually know why I stopped then. I think I might have stopped because Fritzy told me to stop. He told me he didn't want us doing that yet. He just wanted us holding this corner. Either way, we've now got contact with that 1390. And we've been told to take him out if possible. And we're expecting him to turn up here somewhere, and he isn't. Now, he's a very good player, but we now know where they are. They're all camping around their base, which is fine, because honestly, we've been camping around our base. We can't fault them for that. And there's their scout. Right, it's time for us to make a move. We've made an awesome cock up here. We've both been playing too defensively, and basically the first 6 minutes of this game have been a waste. We need to do something quickly if we're going to pull this one back. And we've lost our other scout, but we've managed to kill one of them. And as you can see, I'm in completely last place and taking damage. I need to get him taken out. There we go, one shot, he's killed. I'm now on half health because, well, honestly, I'm not the best player. I should have stuck closer to the wall, and I didn't, and I paid the consequence. I went out wide, took hits from the IS, took hits from their scout, but I managed to kill him. It's now 3 on 3. It's now 3 on 2. But we've definitely now got the upper hand in this match. I'm debating whether it's a cap situation or a kill-all. And it's now definitely a kill-all. There's 2 of us, but he's on full health. Yaga's on about 3/4 health, and I'm on half health. We decide, flank him. Give him Yaga to shoot at, see if he can bounce, see if Yaga can bounce some of his shots, while I come in and put rounds into the side. I've only got 3 rounds left here, so we're going to have to do this cleverly. Yaga's taking a lot of damage, and their IS-3 is clever. He moves out of their way. But there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Now get out the way. I've now got a while my tank reloads. And Yaga's now left him on enough that I can kill him in 1 shot. And he can't kill me in 1 shot unless he ammo racks me or does anything like that. So what I now need to do is avoid him while my gun reloads. And everyone's telling me, back off fast. But they're also saying he's not that smart, he's going round the other way. There you go, he's not that smart, else he'd be rushing you. Bill giving me advice there. I'm a little bit wary about sticking myself out in the front because I can take a hit from this guy. But if I take a hit from him, I want to make sure I've got a round to put back in him. I don't want it to become a competition where the next shot will kill. However, I've just loaded. I now have a full gun and so does he. So I just have to hope that I don't get ammo racked here. Pop my front out. Take the hit. Take my time. And fire and kill. And I was by far the weakest player on that. But everybody else in that game sacrificed themselves and they were all giving me advice over the headsets. They were all telling me what to do. They were all telling me where they reckoned he would be. And they were right. And it worked out fine and we won that match. But the fact is they all had to sacrifice themselves in order for me to get the win. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I know this has been a long one. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will catch you next time. Bye.